Good evening, Sandus citizens. A few weeks ago, this government became involved in several disputes concerning the foreign policies of this state. This government, as of a few weeks ago, became involved in a dispute concerning East Kazakh. This government is prepared to defend the policies of this state further. This policy that we are discussing dates from July 2009. It is perhaps one of the oldest foreign affairs policies of this government and of this state. This policy essentially says this: we are prepared to give recognition to any micronation that we come into contact with. Last year, we passed a policy under the Democratic People's Republic of Sandus that stated that this government and all governments of Sandus are prepared to revoke that recognition according to whatever way it finds necessary. This very idea that we are prepared to revoke recognition is one that some have seen as being hostile. This policy is not meant to create hostility or aggression. It is merely created to promote the goals and ideals of this government concerning the very existence of micronationalism. This government has been advised by the Federation of Nemcovia to change our foreign affairs policy so that such misinterpretations are not come to later in our history. The Federation has proposed to this government that perhaps a policy which selectively grants recognition might be necessary. This is a policy that I believe would create an environment of friendliness and peace between our state and other states. However, this government is prepared to revoke recognition so long as it seems necessary. We are prepared to revoke recognition when we deem it necessary, simply because there are micronations that may change over time. They may promote and progress, or they may regress, or stay stagnant. This government is in full recognition of that, and in an effort to not involve ourselves with their government or with their state, we are prepared to de-recognize them in an effort to support our goals and ideals. This policy will be, over the next few weeks, contemplated, and we will begin to think of instances where it may be necessary. Such a policy may not be passed until October. Other accusations have come about stating that this government and that this state is, one, unsocialist, and two, undemocratic. In an effort to promote the democracy of this state, this government is prepared to create an office which essentially advises this government and this office on the affairs and the wishes of the people. Such a policy, and such an office rather, would come under a title, the Honorable Representative or the Lord Representative. Such an office would be elected directly from the people, and this office, myself, I would not be given a vote in such an election. It would be a direct election by the people. This is an office I have great hopes for. I do hope this office will be created, and it may even be created before the September equinox, the autumn equinox, which is September 23rd. Such an office would be elected 3 months out of the year, and it would take place at the same exact time that the most honorable order of the throne of Sandus would be awarded. It would take place at the autumn and spring equinoxes, and at the winter and summer solstices. Another proposal is that this state would become involved in elections of this office, that this office and myself would be elected each and every year, so as to promote the democracy of this state. This policy is another policy that I have great hopes for. Such an election, however, it is not clear, as of yet, as to what would happen if I lost the election. There may be events where my powers may be restricted and granted to the honorable representative until my popularity and my respect of the people was restored. However, there is another proposal that it would simply give advice to this office as to where we can advance ourselves, where we can do better. According to our founding law, all power is to this office. All power is to this office to promote the democracy and socialism of the state. And that is an ideal that I believe that this office should be promoting actively. And such accusations, although I do not believe that they are found on reason and truth, these are accusations that I believe that this state must focus on. These are accusations which undermine the very idea of Sandus, the very ideals that we are founded on. Towards such a goal as these two proposals, I am prepared to pass as soon as possible over the next coming weeks, and I am prepared to have an election on September 23rd, if such an office is created. Other than that, this government is continually humble and thankful for the support of the people of Sandus. This government is prepared to promote this state because it is our basic ideal that this government, this socialist government, should protect, serve, and defend the people, and that the people should protect and serve the vanguard of the state. Thank you, and good evening.